Today is a special day, everyone. We are going to be going to our birth clinic for the first time ever. We have yet to hear baby's heartbeat, and I'm really, really excited.
You make me wanna celebrate, 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 celebrate,
Baby!
celebrate tonight.
Hi. Hi, Milo.
But before we get into everything, the story ends happily, but it definitely comes with some shocking news and letdowns. Do you know of other midwives who do home birth in the area?
Yeah, that's a big problem.
Things get a bit emotional, but it's all part of our journey adjusting to life here in Germany with a baby on the way. We love living abroad, but this is definitely not easy. It just kind of makes me want to be home. I'm in the car waiting for Tanner. We're gonna go and pick up Willa from Kita and then have our first experience with prenatal care here in Germany. Honestly, I have a lot of questions going in. I'm not gonna lie, when we first were on the phone with the midwife scheduling this appointment, there was a communication issue, and that's completely my fault. I know that. It's because of my lack of learning German. So I ended up talking with her in her broken English, and come to find out, our estimated due date seems to be around the time when a lot of the midwives at the clinic are on break, of course. So we have to face that issue. Some of my questions are, how frequently would we go? Is it a different schedule than it is in America? What about ultrasounds? I know I mentioned when we first found out we were pregnant that I'm hoping to do an unmedicated birth, but I'm also really hopeful about having a home birth. We will see. There's probably a lot of you guys listening here that have mixed feelings about that, and that's totally fine. A home birth would be my dream, though. That is my dream. I would love that. Last time when I was pregnant with Willa, I had a very low risk pregnancy, and I really think I'm a great candidate for a home birth. And the midwives here at this clinic are able to go into homes and do home births. So that was one of the reasons why I chose this clinic. I love that being an option. But again, if they're on vacation, it might not be an option. But I don't even know, is the birth center going to be an option? There's just so many unknowns, but mainly and most importantly, just so excited to listen to, oh my gosh, baby's heartbeat. Oh my, you can just see how emotional I've been, man, hormones, but also just so much love for this little baby already. I did not mean to get emotional, but I'm just really excited, and it's going to be a special moment, and I'm so grateful that Willa's going to be able to be there with Tanner and I as well.
What is it, Willa? Is it a flower?
Still for February we're completely full, so we don't have much of space.
If you guys still have two midwives, though, there's a possibility for March. Is that correct?
No, because we only the two of us, and we always two of us on call, so we always be together at the birth. Because we don't have a third or a fourth person, we need a break. We have a complete lockdown.
Do you know of other midwives who do home birth in the area?
Yeah, that's a big problem.
Well, I was wrong. There's not two midwives that are even possible to work during the month of March. They are closed, closed completely. It's really unfortunate because the next closest ones are an hour away. I'm not mad at them. I'm just sad. They're completely booked for February because I was well, Willa came 3 weeks early. There's a good chance our next baby could come early, but they're full. They gave us a couple different contacts of other midwives that might do home births or even just birth centers, and I'm finding out they're not that common around here, at least not compared to where we were in Utah. It seemed like there were a lot more options available. Yeah, I'm just feeling a little deflated that I'm not going to get the birth that I want. Not only that, but we don't really understand what prenatal care is like here in Germany. I was going into it assuming that the midwife would be my main source of contact, and I would be doing ultrasounds with the midwife, basically all of my prenatal and postnatal care. But they recommended me to call a doctor to do ultrasounds. There's a mother pass book that apparently all Germans have, like, you know, it just has all of your information down. And we didn't know about it. So we gotta go there, we gotta make an appointment for the first ultrasound, but they're booked all the way until October. Hopefully we can squeeze something in, but if not, I'll be like coming close to my midway mark before getting any ultrasound. It's just things that obviously I wish I would have known. I should have done more research apparently. Obviously if I would have spoken German, been able to communicate more, I would have like had that understanding, been able to avoid this meeting, be able to like have already called other places. I'm just nervous that all the midwives are going to be full, you know? I mean, love living abroad, but this is definitely not easy right now. Just kind of makes me want to be home. Well, here we are in the car again. We are headed to, for reals guys, we are headed to get the first ultrasound for our little baby. Let's rewind a little bit. It was quite a dramatic scene the last time you saw us, and it was honestly so genuine, so pure. I just felt so crushed and so sad. But after that, we started calling everyone. The midwives very kindly gave us a list of recommendations that they had, and we just worked our way down the list. The first one was calling a local hospital. Come to find out, they're booked all the way till October. With that, they're not even accepting new patients, so that was definitely a no-go. Then after that, we called the birth center. Thankfully, they had an opening, so we're gonna meet with them, see if it's gonna be a good fit. They don't do at-home births, so if we chose that option, we'd have to drive an hour to the birth center. I'm a little weary with that one. I mean, I'm so grateful for it, but Willa came in only 5 hours of active labor, and I've heard that after that first baby, the next ones seem to go faster. So would I rather have a baby at home, unassisted, or in the car? What? Not in the car, you're right, Willa. We don't want a baby in the car unassisted. Out of those two, of course, at home. With that option, they don't offer ultrasound. And so we are headed to a hospital in Nuremberg to get our first ultrasound. Thankfully, and to really our big surprise, they had an opening just a couple days after you last saw us. The last piece of information, we had one last contact for a different midwife who works at a completely different birthing center. She does in fact do home births, but she has to find another midwife to assist her for our birth. So grateful that that might be an option. That's my preferred choice, but we haven't heard back from her. I know that just where we live, there's just not a ton of options. Honestly, we're finding out that things book up fast here. It kind of reminds me of like the German daycare system, where we've heard pregnant women put their unborn baby on the waiting list for Kita because they just fill up so fast. And so it seems like here it's like you gotta call quick as soon as you find out you're pregnant and set up those appointments. If you're from Germany, is that normal, or is this just a unique situation?
Alligator.
What are we going to listen to?
Babies.
Do you see there's a baby in there, Willa?
It's okay. It's the arms, you can see the legs. Du kannst dich ruhig mal umdrehen. And this is the Wirbelsäule.
Vertebrae, yeah.
Yes,
Oh yeah,
okay.
the back.
And this is heart beating.
Oh, do you see that?
Okay, it's a nice sound, yes.
Only one baby.
Only one baby, yeah.
Do you see baby in there?
Mommy's so done.
Mommy is
Do you
open.
take a medic?
Do you see baby? Do you listen to the heartbeat?
Is 1,9. Wash hands before, after cooking. No raw meat, no raw fish, no
Yeah.
smoked meat. Check the jury eat. You have to pay 17 euros, and it would be a good check. She's going to kindergarten,
Yeah.
so you can get these diseases.
Mommy have a baby.
Yeah.
Mommy have a baby. Baby come. And do not.
That was a big piece, huh? Can Daddy have some? Oh, you can have it.
Oh, Daddy big.
Did Daddy get a big piece?
Mhm.
Really working on getting that in there.
Who is that?
The baby in this case.
Yeah. Did you hear baby's heartbeat?
The mama's
We got it. Our little teddy bear. Seriously? That's exactly what our baby looked like on the screen. Was the teddy bear. You guys, that was such an interesting experience. There's a lot of differences already between going to the hospital in America versus going here to the prenatal clinic in Nuremberg. So that's kind of the major difference, right? Is most times when you go to the OBGYN doctor in the States, their office is in a huge hospital. It's a hospital that has both inpatient and outpatient clients, and so you go there as an outpatient just for that appointment. This clinic was specifically just prenatal care. So already, there you go, first difference. And then one of the most major differences is changing down to get ready for the ultrasound. In the States, almost any time you have to change out of your clothes, they'll provide you with a little robe that you wear. It just ties in the back, and then you're naked underneath. But here they have like this little dressing room area where you can still poke your head up above it, you know, it's short, but then you just undress halfway down. And it's funny because Tanner and Willa are in the room, and you know, the doctor and then the assistant, but I still had to go in there and then walk out naked from the waist down to my chair in front of everyone. So it's just kind of funny that you had to go into that room. And you just felt a little more exposed, I guess. How special it was hearing a baby's heartbeat though. But I have to say that doctor, I don't know if she was in a hurry or if it's just super common for them to be efficient, but we heard the heartbeat for maybe like 3 seconds. What you say, Tanner? So Tanner behind the camera said yes, they also said a doctor was sick, so they might have been in a hurry, we don't know. But I was like, oh, I just wanted to hear heartbeat a bit longer. Everything looked good. I got emotional hearing and seeing baby. Tanner couldn't, also funny, Tanner couldn't come around to the ultrasound until like she had the probe like halfway up me and was like, hey, come now. So it's just funny because in the States, once you get into the office, it's a very relaxed, slow setting. Whoever, you know, you want to be there can be right there for the whole duration. But they were a little particular about that. Kind of interesting, just our personal experience with it. I'm sure other people in Germany have very different experiences. What do you have, Tanner, to say about it?
I thought the same thing. It was like very fast. Just like everything was like typing, asking all these questions. We'd completely forgotten that we needed to like convert all of like Marissa's weight and height into like the metric system. So we're sitting here and like, oh, how tall are you? How much do you weigh? And we're spitting out pounds and inches and stuff. And they're like, oh my gosh, you know. So that was kind of funny. But overall, it was still a good experience. I had to sit out in the hallway with Willa, so we were looking through pictures and videos the whole time. They definitely were busy because it was like an hour past our visit when we actually got in, but still really good, absolutely friendly. I was actually surprised that they let us go in there and film like part of the screen and the heartbeat and get to get Risa while on camera, because I know sometimes people are shy around cameras and worried about being in the video. Of course we respect it, we're not going to include our doctors in any of the videos, but it was still really fun, especially to see baby. We would have definitely been happy with any number of kids, but we are happy that it's only one for this time.
We're just so grateful. A little healthy baby. We left off with an appointment in actually a couple weeks. We're really looking forward to being able to just learn more about our little one at the next appointment, and it's sooner than we thought. We can't wait to just devour all of this paperwork. Plus, you guys, I got myself one of the passes, the mother pass that is just a normal here in Germany. So I'm excited to now have that and just to embrace this experience here in Germany. We're in downtown Nuremberg and it just can't believe this is our life. We walk out from our doctor's visit and we're like, hey, we're here in an amazing city. We're in Germany, still sometimes doesn't feel real. Last thing, when we were there, they recommended that we have our blood tested to see if there's any thyroid issues. That was actually new too, because I've never went in for prenatal care and had them suggest that. So I like that. They said they recommend it. There's a little additional cost, but we were like, definitely do that. We want to see, find out if, you know, anything with our thyroid is affecting hormones. That was new. And then they also asked if I go in for an annual cancer screening. Yeah, I don't know. That's new. I mean, I know about mammograms in the States. Typically, you don't start that, I want to say, until you're like 30 years old, which I don't know if we ever addressed our age here in a YouTube video. If you watched our Switzerland videos, you'll see that we asked you guys what our age is. Here we are a couple months later telling you, but I am 26 and Tanner is 27. We got a lot of people aging us. Hi, Mike. But that's okay. We understand. We've done a lot in our short time and we have a baby that's not as normal. We will be welcoming baby number 2 when I'm 26 and he's 27. But we wouldn't have it any other way. We really love to be young parents and we're just excited to do this and have the energy for it. I think next time when we go back in, we'll discuss more of that cancer screening. Thanks so much for being here. We love being able to include you on these special memories with our family. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and definitely hit that subscribe button. See you guys on the next video.
You make me wanna celebrate.